What's up, guys? It's Benny. For years, we've used the term activist judge. And an activist judge is not an impartial adjudicator of justice, but instead a vile partisan who is there to probably break the law or bend the law for their own political will. And this is exactly why Kash Patel posted this all-time banger, "No One is Above the Law," showing a judge that needed multiple handcuffs in order to get her hands behind her back getting arrested by the FBI after this judge had demonstrable evidence against her that she assisted in the hiding of an illegal alien, the smuggling of a criminal alien away from ICE. This was happening inside of her own courthouse. Again, this post, man, this thing did well. 40 million views, 32,000 likes, 250,000 likes. Here we go. Wisconsin Judge Hannah Dugan seen sneaking illegal migrants out of the court after distracting ICE agents, new video shows. You can see here, obviously, there's cameras in the courthouse, you idiot. These are our judges, right? She's not aware that there are cameras everywhere inside of the court. But here you can see this is the judge using her own judge's quarters in order to sneak out criminal aliens. And then she went out to yell and scream at the ICE agents. These are plainclothes ICE agents. She went out to then berate them, distract them, and send them the wrong way. Wisconsin judge indicted for allegedly helping illegal immigrant evade authorities, seen confronting immigration officers shortly before directing the migrant towards a private exit out of the court, newly released footage shows. Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan is seen in her black robes speaking to federal agents who were reportedly there to arrest Eduardo Flores, a Mexican national facing 3 charges of domestic battery. The judge defended the woman abuser. Do you understand the timeline we're living in? The video released in Milwaukee through the open records request is part of evidence in the case against Dugan. Prosecutors say obstructed federal investigation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, every one of these stories has such a happy ending, at least the ones that we like to cover. Jury finds Judge Hannah Dugan guilty of obstruction, helping immigrant evade federal agents. So she has been found guilty. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge now will be sentenced by another judge. Let's read. Jury found Wisconsin judge helping Mexican immigrant dodge federal authorities guilty of obstruction, marking a victory for Donald Trump as he continues his sweeping immigration crackdown on the country. Federal prosecutors charged Milwaukee County Circuit Hannah Dugan with obstruction and felony and concealing an individual to prevent arrest, a misdemeanor, in April. The jury acquitted her on concealment count, but she still faces 5 years in prison on the obstruction count. Ooh. The jury returned its verdict after deliberating for 6 hours. That is not long. Dugan faces up to 5 years in prison. She's sentenced. No date yet set for her sentencing. The case inflamed tensions over Trump's immigration crackdown, administration branding Dugan as an activist judge, and a Democrat countering the administration was trying to make an example of Dugan, throw judges in prison. Well, they're criminals. They're guilty of obstruction. These are federal laws. She broke federal immigration laws. 5 years in prison. The entire internet is celebrating this. Remember Milwaukee judge? She's now facing 5 years in prison. Never forget, Democrats defended her. There she is. What a hobgoblin. Something that is profound in this story that always struck me was you get people like Hannah Dugan, who are these left-wing, aging, liberal white women who never had kids or aborted their kids. And they, however, cannot get rid of the compunction to nurture something, to be a mother, right? To be a parent, to be someone who is in a capacity taking care of an individual. And so even though they don't have kids of their own, they have to project that onto something else in society. And what white left-wing liberals are doing is projecting that onto criminal aliens. There's this entire class, like migrant class, and there's this white savior complex that goes along with it. There's this migrant class that these women are constantly protecting and screaming and committing crimes in order to protect. And it's really sick. It's pathological. They are obviously destroying themselves in the process. She'll be going to prison for this monster. Look at this. This monster. And so instead of defending her own children, which is like my instinct, right? Like I'll defend my own children against anything. Instead of defending your own children, she's out defending this monster for political purposes because that has replaced uh, the part of her soul where a child would normally be, where a son or a daughter or her own family should occupy. Instead, it's replaced by this monster, a serial domestic abuser from Mexico. Guilty of obstruction, she blocked federal agents from arresting an illegal alien who entered the U.S. twice, had a violent criminal history. He has been deported, and Dugan now faces 5 years behind bars. Man, found guilty. Let's go. They always look like this too. Physiognomy is undefeated. They always look like this as well. They're always like grotesque. There's something just broken in the human spirit. I mean, listen, feminism failed. The re-engineering of the family failed. God's design is better. And these people who have made these decisions are living a tortured and perilous life. They are living a meaningless and horrible existence. And that causes them to act out like this, right? And this completely disturbed and sick pathology that says like these criminal aliens, the refuse of the third world, they're actually my children. No, sick. Here's Todd Blanche, the DOJ. Former Wisconsin judge Hannah Dugan betrayed her oath by the people she served and obstructed federal law enforcement during an immigration enforcement operation. Today, a federal judge of her peers found her guilty and sent a clear message. The American people respect law and order. Nobody is above the law. The department will not tolerate obstruction. They will enforce federal immigration law and hold criminals into account, and those who wear the robes, especially. Thank you to the men and women who keep us safe. We will always protect you. It's great. Justice. Courtroom sketch. She does not look happy. So let's see what she gets, right? Let's see what she gets. 5 years in jail. Nobody is above the law. Remember, nobody is above the law. Nobody's above the law. Wow, says Elon Musk. Hannah Dugan found guilty, facing 5 years. Don't mess with God's design, These the criminal aliens of the third world are not your actual children. Go do things that actually bring true happiness instead of whatever the hell this is. Yeah. Longhouse, fembot activism that destroys your life and leaves you miserable. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.